Alright guys, I redid this. The volume the last time just really was bad, so I just redid it.
Hey folks, how's it going this afternoon? Jerry here with another profound video right here about CERN and the frequencies and frequency 47. And I've got some profound things to show you guys. And I'm kind of sharing a room with someone this afternoon there. Sometimes that's how we do things here with these trucking companies and so forth. So if I have a little bit of interference here a little bit later or something, that's just how it is. But I wanted to make a video for you guys this afternoon. And how many of you know that whenever you are taking a look at this symbol of CERN, you are actually looking at the symbology of 666? You see it, don't you? 666. This is the core, folks, of this beast system that is being generated here that runs these 5G towers. This is the heart of all evil, of where all this is coming from, folks. This is the heart and soul and time bomb, ticking bomb of what I would call Crowley's plan for the future of mankind, or not so much a future of mankind. Let's put it that way. This giant hadron collider isn't a thing in the world, folks, but the core of the heart and soul of this beast system that we have that's coming into place. This is where the base of all evil is. This is where the base of all this centralized computer system for this 5G network is. This is what's going to be controlling all these cars, all of these networks, all of these computer systems, all these all-seeing eye cameras. It's the enslavement of mankind, folks, is what you are literally looking at, the enslavement of mankind. And you may say, well, Jerry, who in the world is doing these things? Well, there are different players in the game. You have the primogenitors, or the Crown of England, the Viking kings, and then you have the non-primogenitors of Switzerland, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth born sons of the aristocracy that had no inheritance and founded their own kingdom. And this is where the heart of all this is, folks. Then, of course, you have the religious end of this whole entire thing, which is the Vatican of the Pope right there, which is the ecclesiastical priest of all moon, which isn't a thing in the world but the aristocratic end of the religious part of this. So you have three different parts of it. It's all working. And they've kind of fought with one another in the past, folks, but now they're all at peace, so now they're going to war against mankind and against me and you for the enslavement of mankind, folks. And they are following their master's plans to a T. If Satan is the president of this whole thing, folks, there is no doubt whatsoever behind him is the vice president, Allister Crowley. And as you can see, this is an image of some of their plans from back in 1980 that they had. Look familiar any whatsoever, folks? It does to me. This is right out of his books, as I had said before, folks. Crowley's plan for the enslavement of mankind. For it is your Christian religion that he hates and shall destroy, is what he has proclaimed. And as you can see down here at the bottom, he's even communicating with his beast tower at the bottom here, as you can see. And he proclaims, folks, from the time that he wrote this, that 1,000 years from now, those who are left on the earth will be worshiping under the banner of Crowleyanity. And he meant every word he said, folks. as he is not dead like you may think. And there is no doubt, while looking at this colorized version that the occultist has even put up here of your crown at the top right here, symbolizing the 5G tower, that the enslavement of mankind is clearly, folks, his plan. No doubt whatsoever in my mind. And this is an image right here from my old God Guns and Trucks channel right here, folks, of the top of the rise of the 5G beast system in Florida. Video that I had on the God Guns and Trucks channel, and as you can see right up here, this is the what I would say probably is the very device, folks, that's creating all these sound frequencies and so forth that we've been talking about, that they're going to use. That this nanotechnology in the end here is going to have in it, just like the old Jabiru has, folks. There is no doubt whatsoever in my mind it's going to be just like a remote control controlling a car on a little toy car in your room, you know. They're going to have the remote control tower, folks, and you're going to have the remote control tools necessary in your body, and that's how they're going to do things, folks. This is the plan of a madman, folks, okay? And that's as simple as that. I can't put it any plainer. His plan set into place, folks, for what he calls the ushering in of the great age of Horus. That's what it is, folks. The great age of Horus. There's a better look at the master controller tower you have down in Florida there, folks, down toward Fort Myers. From a distance there, and I would re-upload the rise of the 5GB system from Florida there out of that channel, folks, but I tried to do it here at one point in time on one of my other channels and got a strike for it, so I don't think it's going to work. And just like I tried to show you the other day there, the Liber harp of King David at the top of it in the Book of Lies, his lineage there, and the wings of Ma'at at the top. One thing I didn't show you guys real quick, but I will show you there. You see the numerals that you got right there? Well, I want to tell you what that means, okay? The CCC is the 333, like in the yantra of the Kabbalah. And that stands for the all-seeing eye. The XXX is 24, 24, and 24, which is 72. And in ascended sacred geometry, 66 plus 6 is 72. Not just 666, but 72. 66 plus 6 is 72. And the I is the 888, which is God's number there, which basically, that's what Satan wants to be. And so you're looking at the all-seeing eye of the 666 beast that wants to be, or taking the place of, in his opinion, God, 888. So the all-seeing eye of the mark of the beast, taking the place of Elohim. 333, 24, 24, 24, 888. That's what you're seeing. And Chrissy and Regina and some of you other girls and Mrs. K, I want to show you something I really want you to take note of here, okay? If you notice, if you'll go to the 74 naught in Wikipedia, you can actually go to the 74 hexagram. And it's awfully interesting what you end up coming up with here. And it's a profound concept that I've not seen yet, but you're going to definitely know that revelation is in my hands when you see this. You go and you punch in the 74 in the hexagram, you will get the 74 naught, and I'm going to show you something here, girls. This is very, very profound concept right here. 74 is this naught, the 74 naught, okay? And look at this right here. One of them that you come up with is what they call the endless knot. Watch this thing already trying to act up on me. And look at this, girls. This is very, very interesting. This is the hexagram of Thelema. 93 of Allister Crowley. Right here, 74. 74, 47. Air to water, water to air. Very, very profound concept, folks, but look at this. 74 being straight associated in with the interwoven intercursal hexagram, 7447. And something that kind of came to mind with me on this, and I will show you this. Run this by you real quick. It's kind of like looking at the DNA strands right there that goes back and forth in a twist. 7447, 7447. It's like the hexagram that represented, what they call the Star of David. It's really not. And then you go to Thelema, 7447. It's a very, very profound concept. You may say, now, Jerry, did they make any of these movies with residual magic to show you in plain sight what was coming and what they was going to do? You better bet they did, folks. The Tower of Doom in Lord of the Rings, folks, where Sauron's all-seeing eye was, that ain't a thing in the world but the depiction of the 5G towers. Now, I'm going to show you something out of this movie right now that is very, very profound. It came to me the other day. If the house of Mary Magdalene is what I'm a part of or whatever, I have really been fighting hard to try to save everybody that I can from the old stickaroo, okay? I really have, folks. I felt like it's been a really hard-fought thing for me that I really wanted to try to save everyone from this that I can. Now, how many of you know that the regular, ordinary, lukewarm Christians that don't know no better, they were representative in this movie of being the hobbits? It's the truth, folks, I'm telling you. Actually, the ring was the ring of power of King Solomon. Okay? And, did they make a part in this film where that the house of Mary Magdalene, the woman, is trying hard to save the hobbit, which is the ordinary Christians, and trying very hard to keep that black horse that has been released from becoming the white horse of death? Have they made a part in this movie that showed that? Oh, you bet they did, folks. And I'm going to show you right now what it is. Okay, folks, here we are. The woman is the house of Magdalene. The hobbit is representative of the lukewarm church that she's trying to save. He's sick, too, from the old Jabberoo. The white horse is representative of the white horse of pale horse of death. She's trying to save the lukewarm church from. And the black horse is the black horse that's chasing him, trying to make the white horse of the pale of death release his death. And it's just like I'm trying to do. Magdalene, the house of Magdalene, is fighting with everything in her to try to save the lukewarm church. So here it goes. That's what this is in Lord of the Rings, folks. It's the Tower of Doom, is these 5G towers. And just like this thing of the House of Magdalene I just showed you, I mean, it's very profound, folks. I'm trying to save everybody I can. Isn't that amazing? Folks, I can see everything. I don't know what it is now. It's just all my eyes. I can just see it. I have no idea. But I told you the truth, though. The power of the Ring of Power that you have in this movie, it's King Solomon's ring. One ring to control them all. That's what it is. It's profound. It's a tale that the Vikings have ended up telling about the earth, and the people that's in it and the characters are in it are representative of different people on this earth and so forth. Now, have they made other movies about it there? Yeah, they sure have. Okay, now listen to the sound that it makes, folks. This is the key, the sound. Sound is what it is, because this is going to be the thing that goes on in these end times, is sound frequency. Heard that, didn't you, folks? And that's what it's going to be. I mean, that sounded a whole lot like what I heard in Umatilla, Florida. They're experimenting with this down there, okay? Listen to what this sounds like, folks, when they call for the aliens to come back to the ship, okay? Hey folks, how's it going this afternoon?
Alright guys, you know how that is. I always have to end up splitting these things.
What they're doing is, folks, that's sound. They're showing you in plain sight in these movies what's going on in the future. In plain sight. My guess is those machines that you're seeing, it's representative of the towers, okay? It's just the way they do things in movies, man, and I mean, it's freakish. It really is. And, of course, we have this one from the other day, folks. showing you right there, folks, with those noises, those very deep, profound noises, they're showing you exactly what the beast system is going to sound like, coming right off these towers, folks. Now you might say, Jerry, are they experimenting any whatsoever with these towers right now? Is there anything that they've been doing that can be brought right out into the open? You bet they are, folks. And people act like they have no idea what's going on. Well, guess what? I do. Folks, I know exactly what's going on with it.
Strange sounds are being heard around the world. In Sweden, this sure sounds like a trumpet. In Michigan, another trumpet-like sound. In British Columbia, Canada, Dr. Glenn McPherson says he heard a strange humming sound in his home. At first, he thought it was an appliance.
Ultimately, I cut the power to the entire house, and the sound got louder.
Then he discovered he was not alone.
This is, in fact, a worldwide phenomenon, and I'm calling it the worldwide hum.
Check out his Hum Map Data project. To date, some 17,000 civilians and scientists from around the world who call themselves hummers have reached out to him, saying they heard the same thing. McPherson thinks the mysterious hum could be caused by low-frequency sound waves that sound like this. He actually built this 3-foot by 6-foot steel box that blocks out low-frequency sound waves. But for some reason, even inside it, he says he still hears the strange hum.
Going into the box made absolutely no difference whatsoever to my perception of the hum. If anything, maybe even it got louder.
Inside Edition producer Brianna Deutsch climbed inside the coffin-like box to test it out. She hears no hum.
It's pretty dark.
Now listen to these strange booms that sound almost from another planet. It could be a sonic boom from a fighter jet breaking the sound barrier. Another possibility, a meteor.
5G tower.
This home security camera in Bridgewater, New Jersey actually caught the flash and then the sound of a meteor.
Huge explosion, loud enough and strong enough to knock the pictures off my walls and shatter the glass all over the place.
That may help explain some of the booms. But others remain a weird mystery.
Now, what do you think about that, folks? All right, hang on. Now, remember what I told you about the aristocracy and stuff being involved in this, and who the beast is, and who the one is that makes all worship the second beast. Crowley is the one making you worship William, okay? And isn't it amazing, folks, that this just so happens to be called the Windsor Hum?
All over the world, a disturbing sonic phenomenon is plaguing residents of rural areas, towns, and even big cities.
Well, it sure is, because there's 5G towers everywhere.
This strange sound is a source of constant menace to those who hear it.
It's actually something severely impacting people's lives. It's not just something they hear, it's something that they feel, that they detect throughout the body.
These perpetual low-frequency drones are often simply called the hum. 1991 in Taos, New Mexico. Some residents begin to complain to city officials about an eerie tone haunting them at night. It wasn't long before the media picked up on the story.
So I just woke up in the middle of the night and heard this strong humming sound, kind of low, kind of like a
A lot of people who hear the hum, they refer to it as a bunch of trucks idling nearby. It's this low-level, low-frequency, bass kind of sound.
It's not something that affects everybody. In a survey of Taos residents, about 2% of the population claim to hear it. But to those few who can, the hum is more than just an annoyance.
People say that the hum causes physical symptoms, sleeplessness, nausea, and it makes them nervous and anxious and depressed. And the U.S. government actually tried to verify it. They went to Taos with low-frequency sound detecting equipment.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Nothing.
Because they don't want to hear it.
If this unnerving hum wasn't coming from an external source, maybe the sound originated in the hearers themselves.
Maybe this is tinnitus. tinnitus is a condition where people constantly hear a ringing in their ears, and the reason is there might have been some sort of damage, and so to compensate, the brain sort of turns up its quote-unquote listening mechanism. But this is probably not tinnitus. And the reason is tinnitus tends to be a very high signal, a very high constant whine. This is more like bass than like treble.
Some people can hear it, some people can't. You know, when I live off in the middle of nowhere and I listen for it, but I've never heard it.
Mysteriously, almost as quickly as the hum began, it disappeared, leaving residents and officials no closer to an answer. But the phenomena of unexplained hums has appeared all over the world, this time just over the Canadian border in the city of Windsor, Ontario. In 2012, more than 22,000 Canadians dialed into a local teleconference to complain about their very own mysterious hum.
The hum, quite frankly, was hurting quality of life here in the city of Windsor. So they got researchers from the University of Windsor to come and take a look, and they pointed to Zug Island. It's just this little island in the Detroit River.
Hey, folks, that bunch right there from the Windsors there, that's from the University of Her Majesty. So they're the ones that caused it. So they're going to their police and so forth, or their investigators, and they're the ones going and investigating the hum, and it's them causing it. Hey, you can't make it up, people, okay?
Activity. So they said that there are blast furnaces by a U.S. steel plant on Zug Island that are making a lot of sound, and that's what everybody's hearing.
But there was one problem. Zug Island was on U.S. soil. Without cooperation from the U.S. government, university researchers were unable to conduct any tests on the actual island, and their study was left incomplete. Reports of new and different hums were popping up across the globe. Scotland, Auckland, Kokomo, Indiana, and elsewhere. And each new case seemed to invite a new theory. Some experts attributed the hum to electricity pylons. Other people insisted it was UFOs. And many believed it was just mass hysteria.
There's some theories that the hum, whatever it might be, is still amplified psychologically. It's possible that a lot of the people reporting hearing the hum are reporting it because they live somewhere where other people are reporting it.
Over the years, for every individual hum, scientists have proposed all manner of explanations for these distressing sound reverberations. In Seattle, Washington, scientists thought it could be armies of mating fish. The plain-fin midshipman fish use acoustic communication to attract a mate. On summer nights, the males contract the muscles around their gas-filled swim.
Hey, folks, let me ask you a question. If that's going on right now, then why didn't people hear those fish doing that 200 years ago? It's ignorance, guys. How many of you know, hold on a second. If you notice in this the giant's thumb of Allister Crowley's plan for this, folks, you have got a branch here, and then you've got a bird feather here. Well, there's a reason for that, and I'm going to tell you why. That reason for that, by the way, is that this bird, what they have done is at the top of this, they have put like a plate up there. If you guys have noticed it, it kind of looks like a plate. Let me show you here. They don't show any pictures of it on the internet, guys. They've tried their best, but right at the very top, if you notice, there is a plate that they are putting at the very top of this. And let's say we're looking straight down at this plate, okay? This plate looks like, kind of like a round plate that has very thin strips of metal that comes off of it, like this. And actually what's happening is these birds are making their nest at the top of it. They're making a nest right in the top of it. And they're even saying that's the reason why they're doing that, so those birds could do it. But my guess is this plate is a vibrational plate that has these, that they're making preparations for this, these vibrations of these different multiple frequencies to come off of. I have no pictures to show you of this whatsoever. They won't put them on the internet. But if you will look at some of them, there are birds building their nest in the top of it. And it's a plate that looks like it's got spider legs that comes out from it. This is the vibrational plate they're using for these frequencies, folks. In some instances. In other instances, They're using it like the master controller tower had there. Kind of like a big bucket-like thing. But these noises are coming from these towers, folks. And if you notice, they said that everything started popping up at one time. You know, it started being heard all over the world. Well, the same time it was being heard all over the world was the same time they were putting these towers up, guys. I mean, they don't fool me, folks. I know what they're doing. Now, hang tight. So now you know what Crowley's feather is representative of. Now this leaf right here, you want me to tell you what that's representative of? This whole entire system, folks, is all being ran off of photosynthesis. It's all being ran from sunlight panels, light panels. That's what it's being ran from. And the reason why that they're doing that is they are making sure that no matter what, I had a little thing coming on right there about a friend of mine. They're making sure that no matter what, these things have got electrical power powering to them, no matter how destructive your town becomes, or what they do to you, or what they do to anything, these things are going to be up and running regardless, because they are powered photosynthetically, you know, sun power. And there's no electrical lines running to these things. There's no electrical wires being buried to these things. No. It's all being ran straight off sun power, folks. And it's an advanced system. So now you know what the branch of the leaf is for, and you know what the branch of the bird is for at the top. To cover up the vibration plate, and this is the power of the thing. It's been his plan, folks, from the very beginning. Sure has. But thank you for watching my video, and I'm going to make more. But I meant every word that I had to say there earlier, folks, about what I showed you about Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to save everybody I can save. I'm doing the best I can do, guys. I really am. I really am fighting. I've been fighting. And thank you for being a loyal subscriber to me.